Hi everybody, welcome to the first video in the Rose Lake Park story. I am Fisherman.
I'm JP.
I'm Wagi.
I'm Tenor.
And we also have three other members to our team who couldn't be part of the recording today. Beyond Your TV was actually going to record with us, but he had to leave right at the last minute. Bullethead is part of the team too, but he's working today. And City Trader is also working, and he contributed some stuff that you're looking at right here in this first shot. So we're actually here at the first thing you would see if you were coming to visit Rose Lake Park. So you would be riding on the trolley from Peepsburg in Pennsylvania, which is our made-up state. And I think we decided it's somewhere between Pennsylvania and Ohio. You know, it's somewhere on that border there. So this is what you would see. So you'd be taking the trolley past the advertisement for the Parks Hotel, and I gotta get my camera to work. Past the power station that City Trader was our consultant for getting this made and making sure our trolley power lines were accurate coming into the park here.
Based on personal experience.
Oh, that's right. He had first-hand knowledge. Used photos that he took himself on his camera when he was a little boy.
Well, not so little.
Well, not so little. Not so little. No, but so just the first thing you would see coming into the park. You would come down here, go into the arch. Whoa, that was fast. And through the woods here.
And obviously our driver is drinking.
Obviously, our driver is drinking. I think everybody on this team drinks a little bit. So this trolley is going back to Peepsburg. So there's the little spur where they change directions here, and then head off to the trolley station. And if you'll notice, everyone's wearing Victorian clothing here because this first map represents 1890 through 1899. So the project, we're planning on releasing each map representing a decade. And so this first decade goes up through the turn of the century. And then the next map, map 2, which is just about finished, will be, that's going to be 1900 through 1909. So, yeah. Anybody want to say anything about the trolley or the trolley station?
Trolley was outstanding.
Whoever built that did a great job.
Who built that? Oh, I built that. Fisherman built that. How many parts do you guys think are in the trolley? Take a guess. Anybody?
I know because you told us, but I forgot.
Oh, you forgot.
Numbers and such.
It's like 4 digits at least.
Yeah. It is 2000 and something. 2148. So that's a lot of parts. So
when you load this park and your dirt doesn't run very fast.
it's because of the trolley. But yeah, I based it on some it's kind of based on a bunch of different photos from a bunch of different trolleys. So if it's not quite accurate, don't shoot me. But yeah, this is the little simple little entrance. This is what you would see. Not a whole lot to it. The park has quite a backstory that we've kind of written, kind of loosely based on our own personalities. We've kind of put our own personalities in some of the founders' characters that we created for the backstory.
Heavily exaggerated.
Heavily exaggerated. Well,
No.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah.
We're true to life.
I did not wear hats that big.
You did not.
I resemble that.
I was thinking
Okay.
of Steve when I said that.
Of course you did.
Okay, so we've had a whole lot of fun making this park. Probably there's a lot of jokes and innuendos kind of hidden in the park, and we hope that if you download the park, you'll find some of them and laugh along with us. JP created a blog, and I'll put a link down in the description of the video. So if you have kind of a junior high mentality that we have, you will probably enjoy the story that Wagi and Wolf Tenor and JP have put together, kind of describing our backstory and our characters. It's got a lot of funny stuff in it, but you do have to kind of have that sort of 8th grade mentality.
At a maximum.
If you're easily offended, you probably shouldn't read it.
Yeah,
Ask your parents first. No, but so this first little area here, the trolley station is where the peep spawn point is. So it's actually, I'm gonna go behind the scenes. There's a gift shop in there, and this is where the peeps actually enter the park. So if you open the park to 5,000 guests, like I think Wagi tried to do, was it 5,000? I think
Yeah.
he tested it with 5,000. They're all gonna start just pouring out of this little trolley station here. So that's where that magic happens. We tried to make the park pretty peep friendly. This first map doesn't have a whole lot because in the story at the time, it was meant mainly as a you're meant to just sort of enjoy nature and have a picnic grounds around the lake. And the founders decided to build a hotel for the folks that wanted to stay more than just one day. And then they built a carousel because they wanted to have something to do in the evenings. So it just sort of kind of built over that idea over those first 10 years of the park's operations. I guess I should talk about the park itself, what the grounds look like. So the park gets its name from the fact that the lakes actually form the shape of a rose. So we have Rose Lake, which is the big one. We have on the left over here, we have Lake Limay, which is loosely the word left in Plinko. And then Lake Rama, which is loosely the word right in Plinko. So we have the left leaf and the right leaf of the rose. And then we have the River Rose, or the Rose River, coming up as the stem. So that kind of makes up the geography of the whole little region that they built the park around. And so our idea is that over time, over the decades, this is going to become a modern traditional amusement park on the lines of like Hershey Park or Kennywood, Cedar Point, something like that. So expect this skyline to change a lot over the next few decades here as the park grows. Let's see. Where should we go next?
Show your lawn
Carousel.
games.
Show the what?
The carousel.
The carousel.
Yeah.
Okay, so this area right here. Well, let's look at this. So, Wolf Tenor, beep. Wolf Tenor made this cool thing on top of this little fountain here, but this is like a little koi pond. There are actually fish down in there. Those are misread nebulas, wonderful koi fish. You can see them swimming down there under the lily pads. And then we have the Rose Lake Carousel. This was my first time making a carousel that actually looks halfway decent. The one I made for Kaleidoscope Piers kind of didn't really turn out very well, so I'm really proud of this one. This one turned out pretty
should be.
nice. I like it. It's got lots of detail. It also has a lot of parts, so yeah, if your frame rate goes down a little bit, probably because of this and the trolleys. But yeah, there's a lot of detail in it. I think I even put some cobwebs up in the rafters. I don't know. Probably did. I think I remember doing that. So yeah, there's a lot of details in there. So that's the carousel. Let's see. Where should we go next? Let's see over here. So we made a lot of custom stuff for this park. We don't really have a lot of stuff in game for the 1800s. So we had to make a lot of stuff ourselves. The animatronic people, we had to make long dresses for the ladies and everything. And we had to make these little carriages, these little surreys. So we did a lot of research as to what they actually looked like. So we built those. Let's see. The carousel is built because the park is kind of built sloping down towards the lakes. We had to kind of use the terrain to our advantage, and to put the carousel on a flat piece of land, we kind of had to build it up with this little berm here to support it. So we think it looks pretty cool.
Yep.
Hope you guys like it too.
Definitely.
So let's see. What's next?
Picnic area.
Picnic area. So if you go down these paths, so there's 2 paths that come off of the main little entrance plaza. There's one path that goes off to the left, and that's sort of a road where the carriages take people down to the hotel. Then off to the right is this meandering path that goes down to the picnic grounds. And if I can get my camera to cooperate. We have a restroom facility, and we have some nice picnic pavilions. So we have some Victorian gentlemen playing bocce ball. They're playing croquet, horseshoes, all sorts of wholesome entertainment. There might be some other things going on too if you look closely. I don't know. I don't know what these guys put in the park when I wasn't looking.
No.
So it's the picnic grounds. There are some details. Let's see. There's the lovers having a picnic over here. So you can see what's going on with them. They are enjoying the scenery. What are they looking at? They are looking at
Where'd the bird go?
The bird is on map 2.
Uh-huh.
The pigeons didn't get added to map 1. I think we forgot to do that. But yeah. So, and we have coming around here. What's this big, beautiful building here that I'm seeing?
Who built that?
I don't know. So if you decide to stay at the park overnight, the carriage would bring you up here with your luggage or your trunk or whatever, however long you decide to stay, and you would come to the Grand Cocotier Hotel. Even though I took French in high school, I can't pronounce that very well.
It's such an authentic word.
JP, would you like to explain the name of the hotel and where it comes from?
I will give a shout out to our friend JB, who caught that this hotel was based on the Grand Hotel at Lake Mackinac. Is that I say that?
Okay.
And so we were discussing, inspirations for the design of it, and there was another hotel that we did use, or I used, to kind of mix with the Mackinac one, and I can't say that name, but it looks like Coconut. You guys know it. It's an actual park still. Conneaut?
Oh, Conneaut Lake. Conneaut Lake.
And Wolf said all he can see is the word coconut whenever we're looking at that name. And once we got coconut in our heads, we kind of had to just go with that. And then we had to come up with why there would be a coconut tree in somewhere near Ohio, which made no sense. And that's when Wolf built that beautiful greenhouse conservatory.
The Major Stanley Wolf Conservatory. Now, who is Major Stanley Wolf?
Well,
It's a long story.
A long story.
how much time do we have?
To be continued on our blog, if you would like to know.
He's got his own book coming out soon.
Yeah, exactly. And it really is a book. It's pretty long.
Nice shot.
Nice
It's like,
nice shot.
hello.
Hello.
Are you well?
I am. So we have. This is the coconut palm, the famous coconut palm. Fishington's famous coconut palm. So Fishington and Wolf were the two founders of the park. That's our story, and we are sticking to that. But they are the founders of the park, and so you'll have to find out all the details of their backstory on the blog as it evolves. But yeah, they brought this tree here and built the conservatory as sort of a showcase for it.
I love that you put the ropes there to open and close the windows.
Guys, the details in here
That's
are
a beautiful
incredible.
detail.
This is Mr. Wolf Tenor did a wonderful job in this place.
Oh, I tried.
It was amazing. We watched this unfold through screenshots over a couple of weeks, and it was breathtaking.
It's literally hundreds of doors and thousands of little pieces and parts. It only made me slightly crazy.
It's slightly crazy. Well, it's beautiful. It was worth all the effort. And on the back, on the conservatory's backside, we have this nice little telescope. And what's it looking at? The trees. So if you want to go stargazing, you can step out on the back porch of the conservatory. And then I kind of challenged JP to make a hedge maze, because I was thinking, if we're going to do a big hotel, we should do something in homage to The Shining. We should have a big scary hedge maze. And then we didn't have really the room for that, so we kind of scaled it back. But the hedge maze made it into our park anyway. So JP made us this cool hedge maze.
Turned
He
out
made me redo it 3 times, so that's why. That's how
That's
the round
right.
shape came about, I think.
Oh, it's all my fault. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm
it make it for
such a
better.
task.
You're right. It wasn't looking so good the first couple times.
But kind of reminds me of, if anybody watches Westworld, kind of reminds me of the maze in the Westworld story. I know that wasn't intentional, because I don't think JP's seen that far.
I'm a season behind on that one, and
Yeah.
I don't think season 1 had a maze, so
Yeah, okay. I don't want to give it away.
I didn't steal
wanna
anything. Ha!
No. But anyway, I got to look around this hotel some more, because the details in this thing are insane. The hotel itself is beautiful, but check this out, guys. I mean, there's the whole support, all the support structures for the hotel. I mean, what do you need to run a hotel? Well, you have to have stables for the carriages. You have to have hay to feed the animals. You have to have... I wish Bullethead was here, because he really helped us with all the stuff, the behind-the-scenes technical stuff, making sure everything made sense. He's like our technical engineer go-to guy. So the water towers, the water pumps, all the stuff.
that was required to flush toilets on the 3rd floor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we wanted
Conversation.
plumbing, and that became an ordeal, because going back, I probably would have not gone with plumbing, knowing what I know now.
Yeah. But let me show you what we're talking about. So, according to Bullethead, I mean, he did measurements for us. He did calculations. And we had to have the water tower at a certain height above the top floor of the hotel, so that the toilets would flush on the top floor.
Amazing.
So he calculated all that for us.
And his steam engine boiler.
Yep.
It's
So
gorgeous.
on the back of the barn here, he's got all the steam, all these boilers, all this stuff. I don't even know what some of this stuff is, necessary to keep the water hot, and the bathtubs and everything, and the kitchen and everything, make sure everything's working right inside the hotel. So when you stay at the Grand Cocotier Hotel, you don't have to take cold baths. You get to take warm baths. And there's, what's her name? I forgot her name, but there she is, taking in the view on her break. We actually had names for all of the people. It's pretty
in
cool.
occupations.
Yeah.
orientations.
But let's see here.
The chicken coop.
Oh yeah, the chicken coop. So the chicken coop, we've got chickens eating. We have one rooster for the whole hen house. Pretty busy.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
One thing, guys, if you download the park, make sure you get the custom audio soundtracks. There's a lot of stuff in here. Bullethead and I put a whole bunch of custom soundtrack stuff in the park for you guys. And so as you go around the park, you'll hear horses and ducks and chickens. And when you're on the lake, you'll hear loons and frogs and everything. So it's really cool. It'll really take you back. Sound like you're in living in City Traders childhood.
How old is he?
We're not gonna say.
He's younger than most of us, I think.
No, he's older than all of us.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the oldest. He really is the oldest.
No, he's not.
Personal friends with Moses.
No, he's not the oldest.
Shh! Don't tell him. We don't want him to think he's not the oldest. Anyway, so look at these details. So I don't remember her name either, but she's out there doing the laundry, washing the sheets, setting them out to dry.
She's the widow.
The widow.
They had stories, yeah. The girl over there by the chickens was trying to find a husband, and
I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna go into some of the stuff we were talking about this morning.
yeah.
Yeah. So hotel here. We've got, you can eat breakfast and lunch out on the patio here. Let's see.
And I forgot to say that Lake Mackinac Hotel, the Grand Hotel, Somewhere in Time was the movie that we were all thinking of when we were looking for ideas. And JB caught that also on the Shy Guys World forum.
Right.
So he's been good to us, giving us lots of comments. I wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, he's one of our very few fans at Shy Guys World that actually comments on our stuff.
He's one of two.
Big shout out to JP. And so this table looks really special. I think this is for special occasions, and special people. But it looks really nice.
Well, I wanted someone to sit there at some point, and they weren't going to sit in the rocking chairs.
Peeps actually use it, because when we put Peeps in the park, they were actually sitting there.
Cool.
Even after we made some changes to the paths, they were sitting there. So this is the side of the hotel that faces the lake, and just look at that, guys. That is really something.
That was meant to be the front before I realized that the horses weren't going to get there from that angle.
But it's okay. It's beautiful. When you're on a lake, when you're riding the steamboat ride on the lake, we actually have a steamboat that goes around all the lakes. That's the view you would get. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to change the time of day so you can see how pretty it looks in the sunshine, because it is just beautiful. Really, really nice. The terraced gardens going up. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have the herb garden by the kitchen. If you walk by the kitchen, you can hear the kitchen staff inside getting the meals ready. There's even smoke coming from the chimneys. There's a little lookout platform at the top, and it even has stairs going down inside.
Now it does.
Now it does. One of us is very particular about things like that.
One of us is very lazy.
Oh, yeah. So one of us made the other person add stairs. So yeah.
I think you added them yourself.
Oh, yeah, one of us complained enough that he had to add stairs.
He just got sick of waiting for it and did it himself.
Yeah. So we have the what did we call that?
By the way, we all get
Rose
along
Lake
so
excursion.
well.
We do. We love each other very much. We have parties. It's great. We go over to each other's houses all the time.
Curl each other's hair, do each other's nails.
Yeah, it's nice.
You had to bring hair up. Great.
Really, we're just all sitting around in our pajamas.
Speaking of, there's me on the diving board.
Miles away. What's that? Oh yeah. So diving board, guys up there getting ready to get some courage, jump in. I don't know. There's a bathhouse back here. So if you want to go to the beach, you can change in the bathhouse. There's a ladies' side and a gentleman's side.
Steam.
There's steam inside. Do you want to talk a little bit about the bathhouse, JP?
Well, we learned. I didn't know when I built it, but I built that little extension on the side there because it was in a picture that I saw, and I just went ahead and didn't do any research and did that. And I forget who knew this, but back in those days, the gentlemen would go out for nude sunbathing or sun therapy, whatever you want to call it. And fisherman, I think you went ahead and completed that illusion with some props.
We'll keep this video PG-13, so I'm just gonna peek over a little bit there, but we'll leave that to your imagination.
They're not. It wouldn't be beyond us to make them anatomically correct, but I don't think.
But we didn't. We did not.
Yeah.
But they are there. Yeah, they're over there. They're.
I was gonna say there were no
taking
parts
in the
small.
sun.
That sounded.
What did you say? I didn't read.
There were no parts small enough to make genitalia. So,
there's the snowman pipe.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What is?
This is not a pipe.
I'm gonna stop right there.
And
Oh, look, a swan.
Yes, change the subject, please.
Change the subject quick. Look at the swans.
There's actually lots of wildlife there. There's
Yes.
swans,
Oh,
There's
yeah.
swans and ducks. And what's this structure over here? It almost looks like someone built a dam of some sort. Let's see what's going on over here. Could it be beavers? I think it is.
One.
There's
Billy
one.
beaver.
There's a couple.
There's
Couple
a
others.
couple here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots of flora and fauna around the Rose Lake region. So as you're exploring the park, you're probably going to see some stuff out in the forest. And you might see beavers like these. You can go boating. Rowboats. There's rowboats here. Anyway, so back over here.
Right.
So when you're done at the beach,
That bridge.
there's peacocks on the property, and then there's this bridge. This is one of the first things that we built to kind of go across to where the steamboats are. This was really hard to build because it's hard to make path do that. I had to put shops along the path and then lower them a little bit and connect them and lower them a little bit and connect them. So it was kind of painstaking, but I got it to work.
Good job.
So there's our bridge. We're not sure how many decades it's going to survive, but we're hoping that it lasts a long time. It's got a lot of wood on it, and unfortunately Rose Lake Park has lots of fires in its history, so we'll see if it survives. So this is one of the cafes. You can get some food at Halftime Cafe. If you're not sure what to get, there's the menu there. Take a good look at the menu. I think we added some funny stuff to this menu, didn't we, Wagi?
Not so much on this one, Ed.
Not this one? Okay.
Yeah, this one's
There's a menu for the hotel restaurant on the blog. So make sure you read all of the names of the entrees and appetizers and desserts carefully if you get to go look at that. It's pretty funny.
It might not be there yet, but I'll probably rush and do that after this.
Okay. It'll be up there as soon as this is released.
Right.
Yeah. So Wagi made this boathouse. Was this a blueprint that you edited?
Nope. I actually made this one from scratch.
So this is one that you made from scratch. Okay, this one is extra special because it has a little apartment on top. And so you can actually sit up there and look out and watch the steamboats go by.
The backstory is that there's an old sea captain and his wife, and he retired from life on the sea and retired to the lake and runs the steamers.
Very cool.
I love that hanging boat there.
Yeah, that was really...
That's amazing.
I love this thing. There's so much detail in there. And so many toolkit items.
Yes.
We used a lot of toolkit items in this part. We apologize in advance for that. But let's see. There's a lot of stuff to look at over here too. So the actual steamboat ride has its own little boathouse that serves as the entrance. And if you follow the path up here, so there's a guy fishing. Look at all the catfish. There are catfish down there. So tell me the story of this lodge building. Anybody? What's the story up here? It's called Big Bear Lodge.
Originally, Washington Brune and his mother moved to Rose Lake, and she built a cabin where the lodge is currently built. And later on, she raised her son there by herself. And later on, somebody visited, talked them into opening up a hunting and sporting lodge. Okay. And so they bought some plans. I think it was from the Selfish Company, if I remember right. And Big Bear Lodge was created. It serves gentlemen of the area.
Cool. And at some point, Stanley Wolfe and Fishington bought the whole property from the owner, correct? Isn't that what we decided?
Correct.
So originally it's built up on this kind of bluff, and it actually did look out over Rose Lake at some point, but the trees have grown up so much by now. The view's kind of gone, and it's just sort of a secluded retreat up here along the stream. So it's beautiful. So that is Lake Rama. That is the right leaf. If you go around, go back.
The pack.
Oh,
train.
the pack. There you go. Coming around here. I forgot about that. So we have some pack mules carrying supplies around to the other side of Rose Lake. So what are these pack mules made out of?
There's just slightly striped.
They're slightly striped. That should give you guys a clue.
Slightly striped.
They are zebras. They are zebras that have been colored to look like mules. So Wagi made those, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you made those. You added those. So Wagi made the pack mules. They are walking around the peninsula here, and they are coming around to this area that he put together.
Fisherman's Cove.
Fisherman's Cove. Although I did not make any of this. Wagi put all this together, so some of it I think is his own construction, and then we used a lot of blueprints from the workshop.
A lot of blueprints, and a lot of things are tweaked.
Yeah, and there is a lot of funny stuff going on in some of these tents. So look, when you're in the park, look around.
What?
There's some...
You haven't looked inside the tents yet?
Oh. I have not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like this one right here. There's some mischief going on in there. But so, and there's outhouses everywhere for the campers to go to the potty in privacy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what happened? Who were the people that stayed over here on this side of the lake?
Fishermen and hunters from that. They'd come up river from Peepsburg.
Oh, okay. Come up river from Peepsburg. got to go down the Rose River here. Coming up the river, so part of the backstory is that the hotel had to be built, so we had to, have the lumber to actually build the hotel. So this little village here is called Rose Lake Camp, correct?
Correct.
No, we call it Rose Lake Camp. So we've got a little rail yard. The logs come up from the river, and they come in by train from who knows where, right? I don't know.
Yeah, just off property.
Peepsburg, Plankovia or Plankovania, wherever they're coming from. And then they use the lumber, process it here in the mill, and they use it to build the stuff in the park. And so far on map 1, all they've built is the hotel and some of the buildings up at the front and the carousel.
Yeah.
But they are cutting a lot of lumber, so it looks like they're getting ready to build some new stuff. But we'll save that for map 2. We'll see what they're working on there. But over here, I can't even look at this place without cracking up. Oh my god.
Well, these are all hard-working guys. I mean,
They are hardworking guys. So this is where that 8th grade sense of humor has to come in if you're going to look at this part. So Miss Edna's boarding house. So there's a lot of people that work on the trains. They come in on the trains. They come in on the boats. They're construction workers. They are lumber mill workers. And they need a place to stay while they're working. So we created Miss Edna's boarding house. They have all their needs met there. Food, boarding, whatever.
especially the whatever.
Especially the whatever. So if you want to know the story of the boarding house, definitely check out the blog. Follow along with that story. There's the rules though: no drinking, no cussing, no fighting. And Miss Edna is serious about it. You do not want to upset her. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to break the camera. But
she's pretty.
She's pretty something. So that's Edna Mae Sr. This is her daughter, Edna Mae Jr.
She's lovely.
They are something else. Something else. So there's a lot of girls that work there at the boarding house. I'm not quite sure what they do.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. So you have to read the story on the blog to find all that stuff out. But there's the back side of the boarding house. They're doing the laundry there. The sheets look kind of threadbare. They must get used a lot. I don't know.
They have to be washed often.
Yeah. Okay. So, no further comment. So then we have down here, they have their own little mercantile, a little office. And then here's the end of the line. Up here on the hill, we have a church because after they go to the boarding house a few times, they need to go to church. So
yes,
we have a church. And church has a little cemetery, which we expect over the years is going to get a little bit bigger for various reasons.
One reason in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One big reason.
Yeah. But I'm not sure who died. You guys know who died? Somebody died. They're about to bury somebody there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It's pretty sad. Somebody was hurt in an accident at the boarding house.
There was a smothering.
The smothering.
Suffocation.
That doesn't sound like an accident to me. So, Beyond Drew TV put this building in, And I believe this is actually a modified version of a building that he had in one of his other parks. And he put it in here, and it serves as sort of a loading dock for supplies for Rose Lake Camp. So the boats would come up as far as they could upriver and offload their supplies there for the camp. So that was one of the things that Beyond Drew TV helped us with in this first map. Okay, what else am I missing? Oh, Bullethead built this for us. Can't forget this. He would get mad if we forgot this. So, there, garbage in the old days, sometimes they would just take it off somewhere and dump it. And so he made us this garbage scow boat.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
So it's a little flat bottom boat, and they would basically paddle the garbage in crates across the river, or down the river and across the lake to some place downriver here that is off our map, and we don't exactly know where they dump it, but
It's somewhere in there, and
really-
then it flows on down to Peepsburg and becomes their problem.
yeah, it's not really our problem anymore. In the old days, they didn't really care.
And in the modern days, they don't really care.
No, they pretty much don't. Okay. What am I forgetting, guys, on this map? I want to make sure we cover everything. This first
We
map.
need to look at the interior of the hotel.
Oh, you're right. Thank you for catching that. And we look at the whole thing at night. So I'm going to do that. Before we go, we will turn the lights out on Rose Lake Park.
Not a lot of lighting in this year, but we'll make it prettier as time goes on, I think.
They did have electricity, though, by this time. And so if you were to go up inside here into the main ballroom area, this is where the big shindig parties would be.
It's really
Inside the
beautiful.
ballroom of the hotel. Yeah, JP did an amazing job with this place. It is incredible. And our twin janitors are busy. They are doing their stuff. There's a restroom up there somewhere. And so you can dance the night away, go up by the fireplace.
This is
Listen to
probably the restaurant as well, because I don't think there's much room for anything else in this building once this ballroom got
Right.
built. So,
Right.
in fact, there's a lobby off to the side that I couldn't really finish because the ballroom ate up, 2/3 of the interior of that place. So you're just supposed to peek through that doorway, but don't.
Yeah,
go.
we'll look at
Okay.
it like that.
back up a little bit. Just back away. There you go.
It's more of a diorama sort of a thing.
Don't look up. There you go.
Don't look- But I'm going to look up in the ballroom because it is really pretty in here. It's like Beauty and the Beast. Tale is all this time. Actually, we'll let Wolf Tenor sing it for us.
Oh, hell no. That'll cost you.
That'll
cost
pull it
us.
off of YouTube if we put music on there.
That's true. That's true. We won't sing anything. Remarkably, this grand piano sounds like a saloon piano, so we're not sure what happened there, but it's because we don't have grand piano music in Planet Coaster.
It just
so
needs to
that's-
be tuned.
Yeah, it just needs to be tuned. So this is the interior of the ballroom area. One of the two interior parts of the hotel, including the lobby. It is a functioning hotel for peeps, though. There are hotel blocks and lobby blocks that they can get to from the front porch. So, and peeps actually do go there. So there's a real restaurant inside that the peeps eat at, and there's hotels that they stay at. So, what else should we look at night? Oh, the conservatory at night.
Yeah.
This is really something. So, just look at that. Just look at that uplighting.
Just look at that.
Just look at that.
What a lovely bulb.
Yeah. Oh, it's a full moon. It's always a full moon in Planet Coaster. Look at that coconut tree. Let's see if we can see some stars. Ah, yeah, look at that. See? I don't know what the constellations are. I think Planet Coaster is actually a different planet, so the stars look different. But beautiful. Really good job lighting it inside. It's really nice. There's some funny stuff inside the conservatory too, but we'll let you find it. Boy. Fruit trees. So we have a little fruit tree orchard. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
And
Don't get your hopes up, kids. There's not much to see there.
it's not really fruit. It's flowers. So carousel at night, right here, and
So
this
it's a quiet place in the first decade.
and this crazy mechanic who he likes that spot. We're not quite sure why, but koi pond looks nice at night, and then back out to the trolley. I think that's back where we started from, guys.
Yep.
So that is map 1. So thank you for watching our first episode of Rose Lake Park. If you download the park, be sure to get the custom billboard images and soundtrack files, and be sure to check out the blog and follow the project at Shy Guys World. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. I am Fisherman.
I am JP.
I'm Waggy.
And I'm Wolf Tenor.
And we will catch you guys next time.